Hello everybody, welcome to the show. Bass and Bonsai out on the water. That sun's getting ready to come up over them treetops. Old Bill Dance, he's already out fishing, and we are too. So we still have some grass. I don't know if you can make it out yet. I'll try to show you later. Charles is trying to top water also. I'm just gonna throw on the frog, maybe all three of our frogs at some point in time, but once that sun starts getting up, it's gonna be chatterbait. Oh yeah. But anyway, buckle up, hang on. I'm not sure if this is a chatterbait video or a frog video, but it's gonna be a fun, informational video. Right, Charles?
Sure.
101% or 1%, either or, right? Or somewhere in between. Let's do it. And yeah, my fingers are cold. We're stuck in the grass. Charles is stuck in the mud, and we're gonna catch us one more frogfish. And this, look at this cat. Oh my God. Oh!
That sounded good too.
I got him. I had to wait forever to feel that fish. Stay on. That was an explosion, dude. Stay hooked. He is not huge, but dude, it's a nice chunk, but that thing killed it.
Yeah, I heard it.
Jeez, those are the ones you like. Oh my God. So, I'm definitely ending this video with this. That dude was awesome. Thank you very much. You know what? We haven't even kissed any of these. Woo, that is only about a pound and a quarter, pound and a half bass. He hit that like an 8-pounder. I waited, you see how long? I don't know, hopefully it translates. Like, I waited forever to fill that. That's what you want to do. If I'd have yanked too soon, which I think I've done a couple times already today. Whew. Thank you very much, Z-Man. We've got a very good frog. Uh-oh, Charles, what do you got, a frog?
Chatterbait bite.
Chatterbait?
Chatterbait bite.
I thought he said shatterbait.
Chatterbait bite.
Charles is, he always switches, he jumps the gun, switches before me. Bonsai. I know I already did an intro, but I'm going to do another intro. This is a double intro kind of day. We just finished a very awesome video on frogs. Hit this area right through here. Now we're going to hit this area through here, and then back through here again with, you guessed it, chatterbaits. Got grass going on. It's going to be an awesome day. Watch me just jinx it, Charles. We won't catch another one. Charles has already caught one on that bait right there. Show him this bait, Charles. Now this bait, Charles, where are you going? So Charles has the Aliexpress. That is the one that you could get for like $2. I bought several of these. I need to stop buying them, but man, when they're $2, it's hard to pass them up. Then he's got that Zinkers on as a trailer. And in here, if you guys remember, this is the spot where we were pulling up them fish were spitting up crawdads, and they had a lot of orange on them. So that should be a winner. He's already caught one. I'm gonna have similar thing. I think I'm gonna go with the brighter one right off the bat with our new Z-Man goat. And I'm not sponsored by Z-Man, but you've heard me here lately a lot talking about Z-Man because they make good plastics and chatterbaits and now frogs, leapfrogs. Go watch that video. Buckle up, hang on. This adventure starts right now. Chatterbaiting. Everybody like, oh, Charles. Jesus.
Did you see it? It was right there.
Whew. Yeah, I saw my life flash before my eyes, Charles. You're worse than Matt nowadays. Okay, that's what I'm going with. I just showed you the one Charles had. I'm going with a lot. All right, battery went dead. But anyway, I got that one rigged up, and then I got this one rigged up. And there's a hit. Oh, he's not big, but he is a fighter. So they're still on that orange as of right now. He's definitely got that thing in his mouth. Nice. Let go of my worm. There we go. Look at that. Beautiful. Whee! And you know what? I'm going to cut that right off the bat because we've got a fish, but I just feel like there's a touch to, and see what I do here, Charles? See how that is out there?
Yeah.
So they're kind of long. Doesn't have to be perfect. See how I narrow it up?
Right.
To where it's still going to flap, but it takes out some of the drag, and isn't as intense because, and it lets it, I'm gonna try to show you guys right here in this light. Charles had a hit right at the boat. So I'm gonna try to show you guys right here in the light. If you guys can make that out. Like you want the bait to jump around. Now it'll jump around the best with a zinkers on the end. Trust me. A zinkers on the end of one of these for some reason, I think it's just because it's so light. Once you start getting the salt out of it, it's real, light and limber. More so than any other soft plastic you'll ever see in your life. And it just lets it choop, choop, choop. There's not that resistance. Yet there's still something back there and you'll get hits, because if you try to just use a bare one, it just seems like they do not like that. We're out in the sun now. I'm gonna throw this purple people eater, right? Purple bass eater.
One-eyed, one-horn.
Oh,
Fish catching.
I got that fish. I got that fish. He's just not as big as I was expecting. I saw swirl. Yeah, he's whatever you said. That's what this guy is. Now this isn't a purple haze, purple people eater. This is the PB&J I stuck on the back, just to, like a little darker. The purple haze, a lot of them I got a, I think it's a little too light on the belly. Maybe not much if you're going deeper, like if you're wanting to fish a little deeper water, that lighter may help a. Charles!
What?
My bait. The snap! What happened? Did I not have that thing snapped? Was I in that? I'll have to review that footage because I think I recorded myself putting that on. Wait a minute, is that it right there? Oh, Charles.
You find it?
Let's check this snap. I'm not switching snaps. I should. I'm taking my favorite bait in the world right here, black and blue. I put a gold blade on. Oh, did I show you that, Charles? Did you see that? It's easy to change these. You can put whatever. All you got to do is barely bend it out a little bit, doink, and then kink it in. Charles knows as well as anybody. Check those, because he got his new ones, didn't check them, and boop, he came back with just a blade. That's the Mad Bites.
Yeah.
You can tell by looking at it.
The original Mad Bite.
I didn't mess with none of mine. They're out of the box. No longer.
Oh, you didn't change the blades out?
I did, and barely used them, and went, no.
Really?
I'm not messing with them. I don't like nothing about them. I take that back. I don't like nothing about the design. I like the colors. I think they got a decent idea on some of the colors. Like they got the best looking red one I've ever seen. I don't know if it'll get hit or not or whatever, but me either. But that one has a little brown and orange in it. So if a red were to work, that would probably be the red that would stand the best chance of any of the skirted type things I've seen. Oh man, this grass. Let's try to get this party started again. I'll turn where you guys are out of the sun. So I've kind of switched. I've got the same one we had with the Baby Rage Menace, a little less bright orange. So I'm going to try it, and then I've tracked down my that is a actual jackhammer with the Omega Custom Tackle Shellcracker skirt, and then we've got the Z-Man. Oh, you know what? I may have a little too much on there. That is a Z-Man Goat in the deal color, cut down already. But I think I put on just a little too far. What's funny is these goats seem to go on and off easier once you get them
fish on the red one.
Broke in. You got a Charles? We were just talking about that off camera. Is that the Mad Bites? Or no, that...
Yeah, it's Mad Bites.
So we were talking about the Mad Bites. You guys have heard me talk about those, and I kind of stopped fishing them now, but I told Charles that their red color is about the best color I've seen, because it's got like orange and brown and black on it. Okay, so we're gonna fish that too.
I wondered about over here because there's...
Right, I'm gonna try this dude first. You guys probably cannot see any of that. Swing that over here real quick. Here, get around. Oh, you got the, yeah, he's got a little, what you call it on it?
Man.
Yeah, very small, the little bugs. Yeah. All right, let's go, boys and girls. I'm gonna throw, whoa. Who's running this boat?
What?
Dinker dude. No, he ain't bad. Charles got one. Yeah, but they're the majority, I don't think there's a bunch of fish shallow. Should be one right here then. If you had one right there, should be one right here. Are you still using that crazy? Yeah, that's. I can't get that color to work for me. It's a color thing. Charles is tearing them up. Where we both threw. I watched you throw there and I threw there as we were moving the boat. And then once I paused and then went back again. Charles trying to get confidence in red. It's funny, as you said, oh, I like that color on that one bait I started throwing a while back, and then I told you, I don't think you would, oh, I thought I had a fish. I don't think you would even thrown that bait if I wouldn't been me talking about it. I'm like, out of, you know, the red chatterbaits I've seen, that Mad Bites was the best looking red one I've seen, because it really doesn't have as much red. It's got a lot of orange, and then Charles added a brighter orange. So I think it's like taken away from the red is what is actually helping that bait. That red is kind of like a secondary color to it. Well, I threw, where did I throw? Right there, Charles. Let me get the boat backed up a little bit. Oh, just trying to tell you, Charles, it's all about your gear ratio on your reel, so you can cast it and then within 6 inches catch a fish. That dude's got it stuck in his face. So black and blue does work. You just got to throw it, I think. Charles, I can't keep these fish hooked. I think they're not really on a chatterbait hit. I don't know what's going on with me. I'm up here sucking. Just missed 2 fish in a very short time. What's up? That one better stay. Oh, I know what's up with this one. You hear that drag? I crossed his eyes. That dude, you are not coming off. All right, caught one, missed one, caught one. Go back to this purple rod. I'm gonna make myself like or hate both these rods, and I may start fishing with heavy only. I'm throwing a broomstick out there. When I yank, I'm yanking the fish out of the water instantly. No, we won't go that far, but I don't know. And I'm gonna be dead honest with you. I think the best hook designed for chatterbaits is the original Z-Man. It looks like a monster, what do you call it, hook, but I felt I didn't get into an issue with hook sets until I started using even the jackhammers and doing all the different stuff. You know, all I threw was a 1/2 ounce Z-Man original. They all had the same hooks. You just getting that feel, you know what I'm saying? You getting that hook set feel. They just, you know how to set the hook to it. And I felt like I lost way less fish, you know, once you feel the weight. You're always going to have those hits like, oh, and you just, you know, you never really feel them, kind of like the frogfish. But when you set the hook, you feel the weight, and they either, you know, pop off or jump and spit it at you. It's like, okay, what went wrong? I think it's this rod just does not work. Let me try that again. Let me double check this hook. I do not like the knot going through that. What I'm doing right here is I'm talking myself out of these purple rods altogether. You want to buy some purple rods?
That's the bad to the bone purple rod.
Yeah, they're all three.
You love it.
They're all three about ready to go bye-bye.
Why? You always love them.
They're
like, these rods are the greatest.
They are good. The Fate Black is good. The hookup to landing a fish ratio.
You didn't even cut the hook on that.
Yeah, I did. I did a side sweep. Yeah, I did.
Oh, it was a wuss.
No, that was as hard as it needs to set, trust me.
Whatever.
He got in. I set the other one, I thought was like that. But yeah, all three of these are going to be for sale if you want to buy them. They were $130 each. Charles like, I don't need no more rods. But Charles, just think what you could do with them. Dude, that's a fish swimming at me. All right, maybe I'll talk myself back into these because that was a hard hook set. Oh man, Charles, look what I got.
Ooh, that's a monster.
That is gigantic. And that's why I couldn't catch up with him. He like hit, look where I hooked him though.
What it was. Yeah.
Foul hooked him.
That's probably what you've been having.
That may be why I'm like, dude, these fish are driving me nuts. Look at that. That is a huge one. Mean green. That's what we should just call them. Mean greens. What I will say about these rods, they're the Lure Star Contest. I've got the feeling, the quick, and the sharp. I don't have the powerful because it's probably way too powerful. But I think the ratings are all stiffer than they say they are.
Yeah.
So that's called a medium. And pull on that.
Yeah, it's pretty dang stiff. Yeah, that's stiff.
I call that a medium heavy. I call the medium light a medium, and that light feeling rod is a medium light, in my opinion. So I think they're all one rating. So I can only imagine the powerful is probably a heavy. But they came with all different like weird handles that I ended up switching out because they weren't consistent. If the all would have came with that first, remember how nice it felt? The first feeling right was nice, and then the other one came slicker and snot. So I took it off, and then the other one came kind of nice, but just didn't look as good. Like it was I don't know, it was a funkier wood color, and you know, way darker than it should have been. Well, you can even see it on here now. It's still like this dark burnt color that on the reel seat lockdown part nut. So I ended up putting cork on all of them, and I just started, like, I don't know, for a $130 rod. I mean, you can buy a lot of local type stuff, you know, it's pretty good, or $50 more, $180 will buy you a very good rod. Comes with the warranty and all that. So I'm probably going to stop recommending these. Nobody seems to be buying them anyway, so I may want to just go ahead and weed them out of the lineup.
My only thing was stashing. I wish it was a 6.6.
Watch me not miss a fish now on it. I start talking bad about it. When I talk good about something, it lets you down.
Hell yeah.
And you start dogging something, it just like works. Like, that won't catch nothing, that color sucks, and all of a sudden, oh, well, maybe not today. But we are on it right this second, and so far, look what I did. That's the Baby Rage Menace, but it's a little more subtle. Yeah. Right, so I got the bright bait, right, and I think that may be the trick. If you've got a very bright chatterbait, these orange, run a little more subtle orange, and if you've got a duller orange, then run or like Charles, he's got a almost red chatterbait, but then he put that bright orange on it, and it did work there and that for, you know, briefly.
It was the most consistent
right.
of anything so far.
Oh, that's
that.
In the
that seems to be
dude.
Right now.
This bait is rocking, and this rod is just. That's, I just need to go around talking about getting rid of everything. It's like they've got a conscience, and they're like, oh, I better not let him down. He's going to get me gone. Morning. Right. Oh, dude, I went to yank that way, and I knew, it was like, if I miss him, I'm going to get Charles, so I yanked the other way, but that was a little one pecking at me.
I turned my shoulder.
Oh, man, that dude.
I saw it coming. I turned my shoulder to it.
I wish the Z-Man would make this exact looking bait right here, because this sucker does work. It's just, it doesn't take, it's probably do it any time. I'm going to catch another fish, and it's going to be gone. There you go. Okay, well, they're right here. Right where it opens up, I think. We're going to just drift by it. We can cast back to it. Charles got a nice chunk. He said that color wasn't working.
This one. Talk trash on it.
Yep, just got to throw it a little longer. Nice chunk. Is he a jumper, Charles? Yep. Well, no, dude, he did the same thing that one I had did. They kind of take off. They're wake baits. They are not topwater baits. They're wake baits. Let me just turn the boat right like this. Should be more in there. The trick is getting close to the grass and staying out of the grass. if that makes sense. Close to the grass, but out of the grass, because you barely, that stuff is like dead and dying off, so you can't skip it across the top, because you hit it, you just pull some with you and it kills you. So you gotta, it's a little different than normal grass type fishing. You can't just throw a jig because they don't want it slow. I guess you could try to swim one around there, but they're the same way. The minute you touch the grass, you got it on it. I killed that cast too quick. Dude, it is way later than I thought it would be. It's 9:45. We got a fish. My last bite yesterday came at 9:11. So we are made it past. Oh, that is another.
Oh man.
Crazy white.
Yeah. Look how huge that thing is.
Dude, these things are insane in here. I don't remember them being like that in here. Maybe they were. I don't know.
Not colored, but
yeah,
huge, but not colored.
That dude.
They've been down deeper.
I'm trying to figure out how to grab him. He's got it.
I'm the one that's supposed to catch those, though.
Yeah, these are your fish, Charles. Well, clearly you're throwing the wrong bait, because that bait right here is like game on. Especially for those. It's catching everything, but almost makes me wonder if I shouldn't put the deal on one of these and try it. I should have bought just a green pumpkin one. Oh, dude. That line is horrible. Dude, look at though. I'm going to cut it, but it will not break. But it is crazy frayed. There should be a lot more right in here. Actually, I think we passed some up right back there too.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, that part is toast. So, speaking of knots, and just because I want to try this out, and I want to try out, even though it's grassier than heck, we're out in kind of what could be considered almost open water. And I just got to throw it because I just got a new one in. So I'm going to dig out my...
Grandpa's spinnerbait doesn't work.
New Jabberjaw. And I'm going to show...
Used to make these
Yeah.
from scratch.
Doesn't work?
Hang on. He poured the lead himself, made the mold for the head.
Right.
Poured the lead himself.
It all looks good except for that crazy skirt material. What did he use?
I know.
Look at that bait. Almost looks like a finesse, kind of heavy finesse, but...
Yeah.
So here's what we're trying today. I just got to throw a jabber. I'm kind of like with Jabberjaws I am with the Chatterbaits, right? I got to at least throw one. Make sure I snap that snap. So what I've done is with this rod and reel, because I tied, hopefully you guys can make that out. That is the FG knot. I know, I don't recommend them. I tried another one last night because this one I tried to run 15 pound, and that's the quick. And that knot I used trying to go through 15 pound, or trying to go through that little eye, that 15 pound, was definitely causing me some issues yesterday. So I just try to show you like why people like the FG knot. That's a very micro guides, and listen to it. See how it kind of, you could hear it, but see how it had that subtle coming in. You can't really even hear it going out. But we want to see how long it'll last. So I'm trying it, and I'm trying it with baits that float. So basically, if it fails on a cast or whatever, you know, unless the fish won't spit it back out, I stand a better chance of getting this out and back than I do with a, say, Charles, what'd you use?
Spinnerbait.
Spinnerbait. They want Jabberjaws, Charles. So we're just kind of hitting the open water, getting away a little bit from the grass to see if they're just out here. Nice chunk. Charles and that crazy Fire Tiger spinner baits. Charles goes nuts with those things. But they catch fish like everywhere you go. Now what I'm trying to see here, I think this jabberjaw, it'll be the first one I've gotten. I don't think it is running true. Yeah, it kind of is, but it almost feels like it's going that way a little bit. You guys tell me. I'm casting it out. And I mean, I bought enough of these now that you can kind of judge the quality control. No, I guess it, yeah, I'd say it's almost like it's got a left. It's kind of straight, but it's almost, if anything, left bias. But that could just be, so I'm reeling it straight back. See how it just is always to that left? See that? Maybe it's getting a little bit of something on it, because it is pretty junky out here. No, now if anything, I'd say it was going right there for a while. So, no, there it goes right. Okay, so that's kind of hunting. It's good. What happens is I think it gets a little flake of something on it, and it make it stay that way longer than it would, is all that's going on. So, here I say they're supposed to never. Oh, there's a fish. There's a fish. Oh, I missed it. Charles, how did I miss that fish? Okay, so they're part of the cool factor about the jabberjaw and that metal blade. It's got its own unique sound, kind of technically swims a little different than any square bill you'll have, but then it's also you know, due to how this moves, it always pulls itself true. And there's a Nomad Baits, or somebody also has some kind of system out that they claim their bait always runs true, like it doesn't get knocked out of true. Because a lot of baits, and a big selling point for companies, and they try to do, is they make all their baits run true out of the package. Problem was, and is, even if you find baits like that run true out of the package, a good fish, or over time, they can, you know, knock them out of being true. Right. So the cool thing about this jabberjaw is, so far anyway, they're true. Well, up until the time I lose them, they always hold their true, and they kind of hunt a little bit, and they'll go this way, and then they'll go that way. Like this one tends to maybe run a little bit left, but then I watch it's ran a little bit right too. So as I end this little footage, because I don't think I'm going to have much luck on a. Now that telling you, that thing just tends to run a little bit. Let's get a gunk on it. You get a little gunk on it. This one runs a little left for whatever reason every time. Like you'd think it'd get a little gunk and run to the other way, but it seems like every time it's left. So I'm gonna try to throw it to the shade line and probably get grass. So if anything's still staged, kind of using the shade to hide under it. Definitely my favorite hard bait now. What I think I might do, Charles, to help keep it from getting hung up, see how big those hooks are? Don't they look like almost too big? Yeah. I'm thinking about downsizing one size and then just trying that, you know, in wood, and see what, you know, because ideally I want one, if I throw it in any kind of wood, it just comes back. No, I'm talking about a square bill, because that's what I know. Like my Dig-It, occasionally you could hang them up, but man, they just went through the wood. And they ticked off the tops of grass good. And they got pretty small hooks. Oh! Jesus!
What, did you hit it top water? Did you
dude, yeah, that did not, that was not me making anything up. That was me like scared out of my mind, that sucker.
you set the hook out of defense.
I know. Jeez. That's the closest I've ever come to one like jumping out of the water as I'm lifting it out. Jeez. I'm telling you guys, the Jabberjaw. Watch that video from yesterday. This color, for whatever reason, in the deep diver yesterday was like game on. Whew, man, I got my blood pressure going, Charles.